Michael Hawkins has committed to the Oklahoma Sooners, guys. Remember when everybody told us that Oklahoma football was dead, that we weren't going to get top tier quarterbacks anymore, but yet the future at the quarterback room for the Oklahoma Sooners looks bright. You, in 2023, land a 5-star in Jackson Arnold, and then in 2025, you get a 4-star in Kevin Sperry, who, listen, many insiders, many analysts, they will tell you he's going to be a 5-star. And then in 2024, Oklahoma is not only in the running for just one quarterback, but 2 quarterbacks. And they just landed one of them. So all of the people that tried to tell you Oklahoma football was going away, they weren't going to be much, I don't hear them anymore. I don't hear the haters. But before we talk about the commitment of Michael Hawkins today, go ahead, jump down in the comments below. Let me know what you all are thinking. Are you excited about the future of the Oklahoma quarterback room? Additionally, if you're not an Oklahoma fan, I want to know, do you guys think Oklahoma is QB1? So today, it is April 8th, the day before Easter, and Michael Hawkins commits to the University of Oklahoma. And listen, this couldn't have came at a better time, because if you're the Oklahoma Sooners, you really need to start gaining some momentum on the recruiting trail for 2024. Not because you've only got now 2 commits, and at the time you only had 1, but because you're starting to see some of your recruits that you've started to go after start to dwindle away. Andrew Sprague, who is currently committed to Michigan, right after a certain quarterback, Jaden Davis, committed to Michigan. Then you have James Peoples, your running back that a lot of people wanted, including myself, a top, I think, 70 player, if I remember correctly. He commits to the Ohio State. And if you're the Oklahoma Sooners, you've had 5 stars on campus. You've had top 100 players on campus, and it's time for you to start getting a lot of these guys to reel in for the Sooners. It's time. And really, when you look at it, a quarterback is the foundation of a class. It really is the foundation of a class. And if you don't have a quarterback to help stabilize it and to be able to go out there and help you recruit, then you'll never gain that early momentum, kind of like what Michigan and the Ohio State Buckeyes have, which, by the way, even if you're an Oklahoma fan, you've got to be curious of that Michigan-Ohio State deal that's going on there with the recruiting, because they are at each other's throats, and they have a quarterback now at Michigan that has publicly came out and said that he is willing to go after the Ohio State wide receivers. But we'll talk about that at a later date, even though I think that is an extremely fun topic to even think about. But Michael Hawkins, a 4-star, I'd say, in the composite rankings, a 4-star. He is not a consensus 4-star across all of the boards. 247 on 3. They have him as 3 stars, and then ESPN and Rivals have him as a 4-star. So that's kind of how he gets that 247 composite ranking. But the 6'2", 195-pound cat out of Frisco Emerson, Texas, a lot of you guys will remember him in his time in Allen, Texas. Well, we're not going to dive into that whole situation and how he ended up at Frisco Emerson. But one thing that we need to note is Michael Hawkins is a baller. So for those of you who, for some reason, just aren't bought into the idea of Oklahoma having a stash of quarterbacks in this room, I don't know what to tell you. Because when I look at Michael Hawkins' stats as a quarterback in his 2 years starting at Allen, Texas, he had 309 completions out of 513 attempts, 4,840 yards, a 60% completion percentage, 15.7 yard average, 193.6 yards a game, 41 touchdowns. Guys, I mean, do you see it here yet? Michael Hawkins is a dude, but he can also use his feet, because in 2 years, with 175 carries, he had 1,094 yards, 11 touchdowns, and he had 3 runs of 100 or more yards. So again, like we're seeing with the staff all over this team, they are getting guys that are extremely athletic, and especially at the quarterback position, you've almost got to get a dual threat quarterback at this point, but a guy that can also sit in the pocket and pass the ball to even be successful. So the Oklahoma Sooners, they get a quarterback commit for 2024, and I'm excited because This is a battle that we have been watching come down between Arkansas and Oklahoma for the first half of it. And then after Kendall Briles took the job at TCU, well, it shifted tides to be an OU TCU battle, which I don't know about y'all, but as an Oklahoma fan, not really feeling the TCU Horned Frogs anymore. They're kind of on my you know what list. So I want to hear from you guys about that as well, because last year it seemed like they were really trying to go after everybody's quarterbacks. But yeah, Oklahoma is quarterback one. Back to the idea that Oklahoma is bright at the quarterback position, because you had Kevin Sperry, a 2025 quarterback, commit before you even had 2024 guy. So if you look at the 2023 season, which most, I'm sure, Sooner fans at this point, they want to forget it, it was a rough season. And it was rough because, well, I mean, when was the last time Oklahoma had a losing season like that? What was it, like 1998? Now they have depth. Now they have the opportunity to be able to, well, if Jackson Arnold gets hurt, which we honestly, I mean, hope that doesn't happen, but if Jackson Arnold gets hurt, now you have the opportunity to put some other guys in there. And you have an opportunity to still win your games at a high level. And I think that's the important thing to note here. Oklahoma, there's still a destination for top quarterbacks in the country. And you might say, well, Michael Hawkins is not a top quarterback in the country. Well, I would beg to differ that his offer list says differently. Because even though he only had 17 offers, he had offers not only from Oklahoma and TCU and Arkansas, but he had offers from Nebraska, Michigan, Alabama, right? He had offers from other elite schools across the country. And that's why I'm saying, if you get a guy that has an Alabama on his offer sheet, has a Michigan on his offer sheet, and he decides to come play at your school, you're still elite. You can still recruit that position at an elite level. And I think that's what is important for the Oklahoma Sooner fans to know. Jay, how are you doing? What's going on? How are you feeling?
What's going on, man? My bad for the delay. Had some other stuff going down, but hey, what's up? Good news for today, right?
Hey, you know what? I feel good about the news for the day. We just came out talking about Michael Hawkins committing, and I posed the question: is Oklahoma still QB1? I know we had all those people talk about when Lincoln Riley left, Oklahoma's not going to be the team they were. They're going to fall off the cliff. I don't hear those haters anymore.
Yeah, no. People are getting quiet when it comes to that, especially after we landed Jackson Arnold and he moved into 5-star plus status at the end of the season, into the cycle, I guess you could say. At that point, is people got real quiet on that front, right? They recognize that Oklahoma knows exactly what the heck they're doing. We're still able to get elite talent, and all we're gonna do is continue to be one of the blue bloods of the country. And so, the beauty of having this not only legacy but also a player that, and I was reading Parker Thune's article on it. He's coming to Oklahoma doing the opposite of what his dad did. You know, his dad was a corner when he was here, and he's coming here as a quarterback, and he plans on making his own path while at the same time following, his father's footsteps from going to the same school. So I'm stoked that we was able to land him. I was a little nervous about TCU having a chance. Kendall Briles does a really good job of recruiting, and he's a really good offensive coordinator. So overall, Boomer Sooner, we landed our guy, and I can definitely see us, continue the trend of being elite at the quarterback position.